What's going on? We're back with another video. So you already know there's an uproar about Colton Herta and all this fudging numbers for him to get a super license so that he could participate in Formula One to join AlphaTauri by way of Red Bull, because that's the way the title's reading. But I'm telling you, today has been crazy. And there's been a lot of things going on. But I'm just going to tell you.
He said on his radio that you only know how to... Sorry?
It doesn't really matter what he said.
Okay.
I don't really care.
Yeah, so we just got to move on and keep progressing, leave growing the community and unity amongst each other, all right? But listen, we got the bottle right here. You all voted on it. The members voted on the bottle. Here it is. It has arrived, and I ain't gonna lie, y'all picked a nice one. Y'all have some good taste. I'm telling you, y'all have some damn good taste. Very good taste. I'm very happy and proud of y'all. Like this one looks good. I mean, it almost is kind of eerie looking of the Dutch colors, isn't it? Got the red, white, and blue in there, but that's also American colors, so we're gonna go with that. All right, just for me, just for my sake. Just don't judge me, just for my sake. Also, be here this weekend. We are awarding. There will be a Tier 2 VIP recipient, okay? We got a Tier 2 VIP recipient. So be here this weekend. Just as I would ask everybody to be there to congratulate you. We have several people on the cusp of receiving the Tier 1 box, okay? So the Tier 1 VIP box, we have several people on the cusp of getting that. But we do have another Tier 2 VIP member, and that leaves one more Purple Collection package left, and you've already seen what comes in that. There's a bunch of stuff in there. So let's get to these shenanigans, which could potentially be shenanigans. They're not shenanigans yet, but it could happen. Colton Herta. Now, first of all, I would like to say I'm all for Colton Herta coming in because he's an American driver, right? And to have an American in a 1 or 2 seat right now at this point in time would be cool to me. It would be cool. I've already kind of protested for that. Like, I would like to see that. Not only that, like a South African. Like, I would like to see multiple, like, people represented by drivers in these cars. But we all know it's really extremely hard to become a Formula One driver. I think people kind of gloss over that, but it is. Okay, so and we've had several guests here tell you about the process in which that can take and how it can be, very, very fine. So with that also being the case, we kind of want to understand that, but I would like to see that. I think that's real cool. Zhou represent China, which was a new thing when that came about. So congratulations to them. Hopefully, if Colton can get in the right way, but let's go over this, okay? It's not that Colton hasn't had any experience in a Formula One car. He has. I believe he tested with McLaren. I believe he had like 2 days of testing with McLaren. I don't know how long it was or how many hours in a day, but he was in a Formula One car for McLaren testing. Cool. And that makes sense because McLaren made that bridge over to participate in the IndyCar. Pretty sure that had a lot to do with it. Colton gets to test Formula One car. But that, to me, I think is the extent. If there's other experiences out there that you know about, this is a community where we all take the time to learn together. Put it down below in the comment section. That way, the wealth of knowledge continues to grow. All right. But why Colton and not other drivers that I think are right there for the taking already with the credentials and way more experience than Colton in a Formula One car? Not even just a Formula One car, but Formula Series car, whether that be F3, F2, F1, right? Colton coming over from Indy to Formula One, I'm not sure about that crossover. I think I've seen it work more the other way in my experience, like especially with Grosjean from there to Indy. And even people talking about Danny Rick, like, hey, if you can't go there, go to Formula E or Indy. So it's usually like a downstream thing, not kind of like an Indy jump over all the F2, F3, F3, F2, and then go right to Formula One thing. And even with that being said, Colton does not have a super license. And I think it's something to be said about the FIA if they manage to fudge the process of the super license for Colton to get in. That is special treatment and circumstances that do not develop consistency in the rules and force as they should be, which is what I thought the Formula One and FIA were supposed to be working on, which we have already seen the inconsistency of consistency from Silverstone to the Austria Grand Prix. We've seen these things because we've already had questions and talks and debates about why did they say that wasn't okay, but that was okay. And those situations, although on different tracks, similar corners and situations, what's going on? So we're already kind of battling with that with the new season that we're in. If they do this, what kind of mass hysteria would this cause? Because I think there are other options out there that are definitely I feel will come before Colton. And like I said, I can be biased. The fact that Colton's an American driver, but I'm just trying to be fair and correct. And we can talk about Felipe, okay? If we go with Colton, right? If we go back to Colton, let's just look at this. 2017, third. 2018, second. 2020, third. And then currently right now, Colton's running eighth. It's not finished. It's not solidified. But currently, he's running eighth. So there's been a bit of a type situation going on. Whereas Felipe, F3 16th, F2 2020, 9th, F2 2021, 8th. Currently, right now in the standings, first. Currently, not finished, but currently first. So right now, currently, Felipe is in a better position in his sport than Colton. Colton's at 8th, Felipe's currently in first. There's a better track record of progressional growth of being better in Felipe than Colton. Hence, 16th, 9th, 8th, 1st. Whereas Colton, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd, 8th. Just saying right there, okay? Felipe, already in a Formula Series car, on the app, on consistent basis, okay? F2, right there on the damn front porch, knocking at the door of Formula One. Colton is not knocking on the door of Formula One at Indy. There's quite a bit between him, hence no super license, and the F-Series between Colton and Formula One. I'm not saying that he can't drive a Formula One car, but if that's the case, I don't know why many of you are knocking Jamie Chadwick coming from W Series into a Formula One car. I would debate that's closer than Colton in the Indy car, the Formula Series. She's literally racing and traveling along with the Formula product, racing in races before then. Okay, maybe not on the track all the time, but come on. If you are going to be in favor of Colton having an opportunity, why not Jamie Chadwick? Because a lot of times I pose that, people are like, no, whether it's your woman, and you're dead wrong for even mentioning the fact that she's a woman, and that's why. A lot of you, I have seen plenty of people do that, and you're wrong for that. If you want to say because the W Series car is not as the Formula One car, then you could go the same route with Colton saying that the Indy car is not as a Formula One car, because that also would be true, okay? Also would be true. So I just think if this does happen, is there not an uproar that should take place between drivers? And we even got, what about Red Bull? What about your reserve drivers? And I know a lot of people say, why are you saying Red Bull? They're talking about the AlphaTauri seat. Because you're talking about AlphaTauri, but what about Red Bull? Because the headline reads, Red Bull considering Colton Herta for the AlphaTauri seat. And that goes back to a conversation that we already had in another video about the fact that Red Bull having 4 cars, 2 teams in Formula One might need to be something to be broke up. It really does. And I had somebody try to bring to me the paper mache argument. Oh, what about Mercedes and Ferrari? What about them? Oh, yeah, I forgot. They got Haas and Williams. No, it's not working that way. You can try that, but it's not really working that way. I don't see Ferrari deciding who's going to drive for Haas. I do know Ferrari supplies Haas the power unit, probably damn near their drivetrain cassette. Even Haas has offices at Ferrari. I understand that. And that to itself is a problem to me because there's a situation there, them sharing wind tunnels and sharing information, but that also is happening in other teams just like Red Bull and AlphaTauri. Okay, so let's get it right. AlphaTauri ain't clear all that, but that connection is not established as Ferrari owns Haas. And the Mercedes-Williams connection, I could have swore it was Williams that we found out was the one team that was not going to sign the initiative going forward with Lewis Hamilton as far as the diversity. If that was the case, that Mercedes definitely had Williams in the pocket, like Red Bull has AlphaTauri in the pocket, Williams would not have done that. They would have signed that initiative, would have been the first team to sign it. That's not the case. We know AlphaTauri is going to go in the direction of Red Bull inevitably because of the situation in the relationship. So don't do that. Don't do that. When you start, okay, break that down, it's not going to work. And if this does take place, is it not something to be said again with Red Bull being at the front or in the mix-up or in the smoke of a situation that is definitely questionable? If you forge or fudge and make exceptions for Colton in this now I do know the super license said by many, even Will Buxton, was put in process so that wealthy people could not put kids or other drivers in the seats of Formula One without any type of real credentials or background or working, right? Like just put somebody in there because you can pay for it. Although we know we got paid seats in Formula One. We got paid seats in Formula One. We know this, but they got the super license. Hopefully they got legit and they working it in. So I am in favor of Colton joining Formula One if it is the right way. If it is through the right path that right now exists according to the rules. All right. If not, I think other drivers have deserved. I mean, look, we got Logan. What about Logan? He's an American driver and he's third in Formula 2. He's third. He's not eighth. He's not fifth. Currently, he's running third. What about him? Goodness gracious. What about your reserve driver? I think, Sebastian or is it Liam? I don't think Liam. Maybe Liam's not there. Sebastian, what about that? There's other options that I think, if this does take place, should damn near be like, what the fuck? What's going on? What are we doing? Why have I been passed over? I would like to know that. I mean, what is it? So let me know if you're in favor of Colton. Cool. Let me know why and what you think matters the most to you for him to be able to have such a privilege to be kind of fudged in, because that's what it would be, right? If you're not, let me know why and what driver you think should fill that AlphaTauri seat. Because we've even heard that, somebody told me it was cruel for you to consider Danny Rick to AlphaTauri, and I can understand why you would say that. But let me know what driver you think should fill that seat, whether they be an F2 or a reserve driver of Formula One. Let me know. I mean, are we going to see Nico in another seat, taking up space? Is that what's going to happen? Maybe. I don't know. I don't see, Red Bull allowing that to happen. And that is what we got, Red Bull allowing who's ever going to be in that AlphaTauri seat is going to be, decision of Red Bull. So let me know. Subscribe, like, comment, and remember this. Take this with you. If you see something you like about somebody, if you see something you admire about somebody, there's a fork in the road. You can go towards hating and jealousy, or you can go towards productive and working to be the best you so that you too can accomplish those goals and even more. So remember that. All right. Just build it. Peace. Thanks for watching another episode of Wolfpack Performance. Don't forget to check out some of my other content on Formula One and motorsports topics. Like, share, subscribe, and we go live on the weekends. See you soon.